it's time to get some SportSense. You're gonna get some SportSense. You better get ready for SportSense. SportSense.
Welcome back to SportSense, everyone. This is season 2, episode 3, and we're diving into some pretty crazy football recaps. We got a couple other light things to mention, a couple mailbag things this week. Actually, I gotta make sure to bring up. I forgot to say, I'm Cooper Epps, and this is my dad here, James Epps. How's it going, Dad?
Hey, good to be talked to.
Yeah. Well, I just want to mention there are time codes in the episode notes, and if you don't know how to get to the episode notes, I don't know, Google it, but you should be able to go to like the 3 dots somewhere on the screen here and go to, I think one of the one in Apple is like go to episode. If you're on YouTube, it's just right below here. So anyways, I put time codes. I organize it every week so that you can skip to the topic that you're most interested in. So anyways, dive in there if you want to skip ahead. But we've got a pretty good little agenda for you tonight.
Absolutely. Let's roll.
Okay, let's roll. Hey, speaking of rolling, let's start with our very first segment. And I'm going to have a little bit of
Wait a minute. I forgot. I got to do a mea culpa.
What's that? Oh, is that like a correction?
Yeah, that's asking for forgiveness.
Okay. Okay, what's your mea culpa?
Mea culpa, you know that, right?
No, I've heard it. Yeah, I know what you meant.
Yeah, I'm asking. So I'm sorry I squashed all your enthusiasm for the whole lot of work you did last week on tennis.
No,
I'll be more respectful of your preparation.
No,
and like I said, and your boss, we have one fan who really is big tennis.
Well, I hope I think is all part of the fun of the show, so don't you worry. But let me tell you, I did have our UFC friend Zach. He texted me, and I'll go ahead and we'll go ahead and throw in a little mailbag thing here at the beginning.
Great.
He texted me saying, "Just so your dad knows, tennis is a big deal around my office. I don't know why, but it is." So I think he's in your camp, where he goes to sleep with it too. But apparently it's a big deal. He works in Dallas too, which you think Dallas would be football country mostly?
Yeah, they've got a major tournament there in Dallas every year also, I believe. So maybe he's got a pocket, and maybe their weather there, they could probably play a lot more year round almost.
That's
in Dallas,
true.
A good deal. So who knows?
If he can stand the heat.
Yeah.
So he said that, and then he wanted to throw in, his own little tidbit in tonight.
Okay.
So I have Zach's tidbits. I know. I have not fact checked this. Okay. So I might be coming with a mea culpa next week, but he texted that tennis scores come from medieval roots. So it may not be perfectly documented, but it has aristocratic origins. It needed to be complex to confuse the poor folk, is what he said. So I don't know. Yeah.
So here's my only reference to that. He might have seen the same ESPN 30 for 30 a few years ago, and I saw a whole thing about tennis, and I guarantee that's where he got it from. Yes, I remember them doing something. Of course, they had guys dressed up in old garb, and they showed this real fancy old European castle-like with the courts, and and it was for the royalty. And so I do remember something that now his conclusion or the rationale that he attached to it was to confuse the common folk or the poor folk.
Yeah, like
I'm not so sure.
Them.
I'm not so sure about that part. I'm sure he's probably right, but I do remember that something about the scoring and having to do. Yeah, it was to suit the nobility. So I think he's probably on the right track, but maybe.
And I've made this claim with sports in general, it's this way in any niche. It's this way, I think, in the arts and music and all this too, where there's a language of that realm that like it's how you're like when you meet another person in your realm and you're speaking the same language, you can connect faster. Like, what do they call it? A heuristic. It's like a mental shortcut. Like, okay, I can bond with this person right. And so I think
I love how you're using the word realm, by the way. Makes me think of the Knights of the Round Table, the realm of that era. Okay.
Talking about the aristocratic tennis era got me saying that. So
good use of the word.
every niche has that. Sometimes it does feel like it's trying to exclude or like
Sure.
other people. So maybe that was the case with tennis back in the day. So if you're listening to this and you know the answer, send us a message and let us know
Appreciate
if we're
Zach's
spot on there.
contribution. All right.
Yeah.
Fun
Okay.
times.
So with that, let's get into our first official segment.
Let us learn some sports speak.
So, sports speak for this week is you guys are going to scoff, okay? You're going to think, I know what this is, but we're going to dig into this a little deeper. The term is fumble. Okay, so Macy and I watched a little football this weekend. We watched BYU, of course, and we saw a fumble. Well, what we thought was a fumble, but then like one of the players kind of half-heartedly went to pick it up, and the refs blew their whistle, and we were like, wait, why could they? What happened there? So, Dad, I want you to tell us tonight what exactly constitutes a fumble, and dig in a little deeper. When can it be recovered, or when's the play over? Like, can you illustrate that for us a little bit tonight?
Yes, I'll give you a few. We'll go quick because it's not but so much to it. But the first rule is, and I know the play you're talking about, I think with BYU. So the first rule is a fumble. You have an offensive player, right? Has the ball, is either called it and been running, or is a running back handoff running. They're running with the ball or standing there with the ball, but most normally they're running with the ball.
Sure.
And before their knee, hand, or elbow hits the ground, somebody punches the ball out or they lose control of the ball. That's a fumble. That's your most primary basic fumble.
Okay.
Now, when they rule over the many decades, over the years, they refine the rule about the hand or the elbow. And that is, once it goes down, that the wording you'll hear is the ground cannot cause the fumble. So he could be running all by himself, trip and slam on the ground and pop the ball up. That's not a fumble because they say the ground cannot cause the fumble.
Okay.
So when it slams to the ground, he's down. Play stops, clock stops, all stops. So that's your basic fumble. A couple other things about fumbles. So that's what happened on that play. The refs ruled that he was down by contact, even though the ball came loose. It was real close. So this is one of the areas that they do a lot of replays, the refs do, to see if the knee is down, if the elbow's down, the hand's down before the ball pops out. Have you seen a lot of those replays? They'll replay that a lot.
Yeah. But I guess I didn't even know what I was looking for.
That's what you're looking for. So and they'll either call it a fumble or they'll call, it's not a fumble, and they retain the ball. Other thing about fumble is interesting that you'll see. I was against BYU. I can't remember what little bit I watched of another game. The ball gets out and it's rolling down the field. Either team can jump on it and recover it, right? All you got to do is jump on it and get control. Now you'll see big piles. And why do you think you see big piles? I think you made reference to this somewhere in your notes.
Yeah, I actually wanted to talk about this tonight. So you're talking about dog piles, right?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
On top of a fumble.
Pile. Yes.
So, I mean, I know that at the bottom there's like some punching and some ripping, trying to get the ball out.
Yeah.
So I get that. Sorry, I don't want to get on too much of dog pile.
No. So that's all within the fumbles. See, that makes sense. Talk about dog pile. So the more guys you get on it, it keeps the refs out of there. And you're trying to do anything you can to let your guy fight it out, or your other guys, multiple guys fight it out to get control of the ball before the ref can get in there.
So you're literally if I'm a player on top of that pile doing nothing, seemingly, is my goal just to obscure the vision of the ref?
Well, it's maybe one of the goals. The other goal is the ball could squirt. Man, that ball's sometimes squirting around. Everybody's fighting for it.
Piled on.
You might get your hands in there and get a hold of it. You never know. But you'll see as soon as the late guys jump on, and they'll penalize them if they jump on too late. But jump on, you'll see what do you see the refs doing? They're grabbing their back jerseys. They're trying to pull them off, but you also get used to seeing things in slow motion or seeing it on replay. Whereas sometimes it doesn't take long for it to pile pretty quick because you don't know where the ball is and it's loose. And I mean, a lot of these guys are standing right there, and it's just a natural reaction to dive in, to dive on. And then sometimes maybe they want to hurt the guy below them. I don't know, but there's some definitely dog pile. But the ball, so
my natural reaction is to avoid piles of men.
Sure,
I try not to get tangled up in those.
But that's what that is. So what I was going to mention is the ball's running loose, and you'll see some guys are trying to actually grab the ball before it goes out of bounds. If no one ever gets control, this is another thing about fumbles. If neither team gets control of the ball as it's fumbling out of bounds, it's the team that had the original possession gets the ball back.
Okay.
So if you're on offense, you fumbled it, and it ends up trickling out of bounds before the defender or anybody can get it. Either team can get it. It's a fumble out of bounds. Original offense gets it back. But the interesting is there is a penalty that can be, and I saw it this past weekend. Ball's loose and not sure if you're going to be able to get it, so you slap it out of bounds.
Oh.
To keep it, if you're on the offense, you're slapping it out.
Yeah.
Well,
you do that,
what you're describing. You'll still guarantee getting the ball, but you're going to draw a penalty. I think they back it up 10 yards for that. You've got to try to gain possession.
Okay.
If you flick it out of bounds, you still get to keep the ball, but it's a penalty. That's about all it is to fumbles. That's about all it is. I mean,
I learned way more than I bargained for about fumbles.
All right.
So thank you.
Yep. Fumbles are important. Okay. That's good stuff.
Well, honestly, yeah. So I'll watch another game this next weekend and see if I am still confused by anything. I might come back to you.
All right.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get into our sports news of the week. So, very simple update. Because we don't want to talk about tennis too long.
No, I didn't say that. I just said
here's the real issue. Here's the real issue. I didn't do my homework on the tennis stuff this week.
Oh,
but
well,
I mean, I have the names down of the winners. Did you have any interesting stuff besides that?
No. Other than the winner, I call him Alcatraz.
Oh, okay. It does look like that. Yeah.
Doesn't it look like when you just glance at it?
Yeah. So Carlos Alcaraz beat Yannick Sinner.
Or Alcaraz, if they say it in the national thing.
Alcaraz,
right. But I don't know how they even say it in English.
Yeah. Do you know what country he's from?
Let's see. Look him
up. We'll find out later. Well, yeah, whatever.
It's probably a Spaniard or something.
That name looks like it. So I just wanted to bring up their names in particular, just to say, hey, good job, Alcaraz. You won the U.S. Open. So that's a big deal, apparently.
And these two are the hot up and coming big guys. I mean, these are the guys, the new guys. So
that's what I wanted to mention. Okay, I didn't know they were new or very young, but
newer compared to the old regime of
the old guard,
Federer and those guys.
Okay, so my boss Phil, when I asked him about the U.S. Open a couple weeks ago, I was actually trying to get him on here, but he's a busy man. He's got a lot of kids and busy job, but
sure.
I said, hey, well, at least tell me who you're rooting for. Like, who are the names I should watch out for in the news with this? Yeah. And he said, he's like, I don't know. I kind of like Alcaraz and Sinner. Those are both two players I really like. And so when I saw they were going head to head for the championship, I thought that was pretty cool. So
yeah, he nailed it. Like I said, they're the up and comings, and they'll probably be around for a long time, going at each other. Yeah.
Cool.
Now so the women, I don't even know. I had to say these two that win. I don't know.
Yeah,
I've
seen
them.
Arina Sabalenka. I've seen Sabalenka. I've seen that name in the news before, but she beat Amanda Anisimova, which I don't know her name. But yeah, big deal. Obviously, those for the men's and women's singles to win the U.S. Open Grand Slam. So yeah, good for them.
Congratulations.
Okay, let's move on to college football. So I had a note here about dog piles. We just talked about that, so we can skip that. But this is the juicy stuff. I already posted a TikTok of this as soon as I could last week. But UNC had their first football game of the season with Bill Belichick as their head coach. Correct. If you need a reminder, and I'll do this reminder because it's the one thing I can contribute to this conversation now, then I'll let you go to town. Bill Belichick was formerly the coach of the New England Patriots. He coached Tom Brady. They won a bunch of Super Bowls. And anyways, so a lot of people, this is his first time coaching college football, by the way. So a lot of people thought, oh, this is interesting. He might turn this program around. UNC's kind of been meh for a long time. Let's see if he lights it up. Okay, so Dad, I'll let you take it from there and tell us what happened with their
Oh,
first game.
They stunk. I don't know what else to say. They had no offense that worked. They had no defense that worked. They looked like a team that got cobbled together, and which they did. They were 70 new players of what he got
Whoa.
rid of and what they added through the portal and the recruiting. So I
Wow.
guess I'm going to let the jury be out for a little while, but your brother and I were talking about this. At least I thought, because this is specialty is defense, at least I thought he'd figure out defense, but he's renowned for, again, as Keaton had mentioned, renowned for halftime adjustments, especially on defense, take away what the offense is doing. And TCU they came out, and Carolina basically put the same defensive scheme on the field the second half. And so what do you think happened? Same thing happened in the second half at the first half. They got run over and got manhandled. They didn't really make any adjustments. They look lethargic. They look like they just weren't confident. They didn't care. So he got butchered for a day or two in the news. So that's all we can say right now. Let's see if they figure out a way to turn it around or anything this year. But that was, and TCU's good, by the way. I knew it was going to be a tough game. I mean, we're familiar with TCU, and they're good, and they just mauled them in every category.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll have to see how he does with the rest of the season.
We'll check back once in a while, but right now,
I saw a lot of memes about how he's going to try to recruit Tom Brady to come back to college.
It's the perfect fodder. I mean, for your world that you seem to see a lot of. There's a lot given there.
There's a lot of jokes about just how he didn't have Tom Brady, and was he only basically? Well, this is an honest question. Was he only such a good NFL coach because of Tom Brady?
Well, that's the question gets asked a lot. For a long time, I say which one has the most impact. It's and honestly, the last few years that Brady played for him, I think the 80% of it was Brady and 20% him early on, because he was head coach at Cleveland and the pros before he got the Patriots job. Didn't fare too well. The stats are something like this: in every team he's ever coached, when he did not have Brady, he did not have a winning record. But when he had Brady, he had an incredible winning record in 7 Super Bowls or whatever it was.
Okay.
So I am, over the last few years, have been leaning towards the Brady camp, as it turns out. And I don't think he's that. Yeah. So he's got some shortfalls. I felt like this was going to be a crazy experiment anyway. And I haven't had a lot of confidence in, but we've already given them too much time as it is in our discussion, because they got to prove them. And I don't like the Tar Heels, so we shouldn't talk about them that much. This is we need to mention the Wolfpack. Then they've got 2 wins under their belts, and that's good.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah, they're starting off pretty quietly, but
good.
That's a good question you ask. It's been asked a million times by all the talking heads in sports.
Well, we got your official take, which I enjoy. But one other note of commentary is I saw that a couple of the TCU players. So you might have seen Bill Belichick have a picture with his girlfriend last year, where she was like dressed up as a mermaid, like a really elaborate mermaid costume, laying on the beach.
I did not see that.
You didn't see? Oh my gosh!
No, I missed them. I did not. I saw one other picture that they were at an event or something. That's the
right. There's one that's like their main picture. Yeah, they're dressed up to the nines. But like, there's another where he's dressed up as a fisherman, probably his normal get up on the beach.
Yeah,
and he has a line in her mouth.
No way.
As she's a mermaid. Oh my gosh! Well, I wish I had it ready. I'd put it up on the screen, but I'll send it to you later.
Oh my gosh!
But so the couple TCU players after the game
this wasn't AI or anything. This is something they actually produced.
Oh yeah, It's very viral. So a couple TCU players after the game remade that photo. One of them pretended to cast a line to another player laying in the end zone.
Oh my gosh.
So that was to add insult to injury after the TCU.
That would do it.
Okay, that's the last note there.
All right.
Okay. You want to move on to NFL, or do you have any other?
No, I got a couple tidbits. I got a couple hits here on the college football. Okay, because remember last week Good job. I like
you triggered it.
Yeah. So we said there weren't going to be a lot of great games. Remember on college last week? It was, after this the second week.
You weren't too excited.
So there's a couple things that we need to note. There was an incredible, exciting game. So we can't just let it go by without mentioning. So I called it the most exciting game of the week. It was Baylor, who was not ranked, and we're familiar with Baylor too. Baylor upset number 17 SMU 48-45 in overtime. It was just one of those great games. I just saw the highlights. I got to watch the highlights, and it's just some decent defense here and there, and then running up and down the field, scoring one after, back and forth.
Yeah, that's high scoring, 48-45.
Really, really great finish to tie it in regulation, come back in OT and overtime, and Baylor beats them. So that's a big upset. That's on a week where there's not a lot going on, right? The second, so that mostly that was the most exciting game. That's what I was naming that. The biggest upset game was a team we mentioned the first week. And they did it again, but they did it in a bigger fashion. So Southern Florida, remember they upset in week
Alabama.
1. They upset Boise. That was another. But Boise, this is another. Southern Florida upset Boise State, who was ranked 25. Okay. It's not that important, but this was the reason it's important is what happened the second week, and they're ranked now. They upset number 13 ranked University of Florida Gators. I mean, in Florida, it's Florida and Miami. They're the big, they're the big ones, the big boys. Yeah. And then there's UCF, USF, Southern Florida. There's all these different teams.
Sometimes Florida State, right? Florida State upset Alabama.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Florida. So those are your three biggies. But Florida State had some bad years. But yes, they're coming along. So that's who you're talking about. Florida State upsetting Alabama and beat them so good. This is a small team. And then they upset Florida. So they're already predicting Florida's head coach is gone. He's going to be gone real quick. He's on his third or fourth year, and they've been struggling. And that was the biggest upset in college. That's really all I had in college. Wow. But that was worth noting. Other than that, there's some 70-0. I had to mention one other that was kind of weird one. Remember how Clemson lost in the first week, big ranked game? They lost. Then they played, was it Troy? I think it was Troy this weekend. You have to look it up. But anyway, they were behind. Clemson was behind in the third quarter, 16-3 or something weird.
To a little school?
Yeah, to a team they should have blown out. They ended up winning by 2 or 3 touchdowns, but it was not. It's a real warning flag on Clemson this year.
Interesting.
Anyway, all right. I think that's all I had. That's all I really had on college.
So yes, lots of interesting upsets just in the first couple weeks of college football.
Kind of fascinating. But anyway, so of course our Cougars won pretty well against Stanford. They could have done better. Offense sputtered. Yeah. Defense
sputtered is a good word.
Defense looks stinking good. I'm excited about our defense. But anyway, let's not get hung up on that. Sorry, but I'm excited. Okay. We got to mention BYU all the time.
Got it. Yeah, always got to do our BYU shout.
All right, now where are we going? We're going to NFL.
Let's go NFL. So last week, I got my 2 things, but do you want to come out of the gate with anything?
I just want to come out with, I don't want to sound braggadocious, but did I name the big game? Did I call the big game of the week?
That's what I wanted to talk about. You called it.
You talk about it.
No, I want you to talk about it because I don't really know what happened. I just saw a chat in our F Sports group chat. A text from Keaton. He sent a screenshot of the chart of win probability.
Yes,
and
I got some information with that. Yep.
So it just shows the Ravens' probability of winning going up, climbing the whole game until the last. It looks like 5 minutes. I don't know, and then it just plummets.
You hit it right. 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Yep.
Just skydive. So anyways,
that number was what you hit there was 4 minutes, 48 seconds. They were down by 15 and didn't have the ball.
Wow.
So Buffalo was down by 15, didn't have the ball.
Down by plus over 2 touchdowns without the ball.
Well, you can do 2 touchdowns. You got to have a 2-point conversion.
Oh, that's true.
But the win probability for a brief moment, the chart you said, the win probability for, this is why I love statistics and analytics when they get screwed up, was 0.9%. That was the lowest moment. That thing's a sliding scale constantly throughout the game.
For the Bills, they had a
for the Bills, a
0.9%
0.9% chance to
wow.
win. So I got one. Now I'm going to put it in an actual number. I heard this today on a show driving home, and I didn't catch the perfect number on the end, but you'll get the gist. Of over 3,400 and something games, NFL games, in the past many decades, there's only been, when they hit that point that it hit, 4 minutes, 48 seconds, didn't have the ball, down by 15, 0.09% probability to win. Out of over 2,400 games, 3 teams had come back to win. And they made 4th.
Wow. Yeah.
So the number's either 23-47 or 24-37, over somewhere around 2,400 games. Yeah.
That's
now, what it took, just a little FYI, so the Bills won 41-40. But I mean, and the Ravens were doing this on the home field of the Buffalo Bills. That's what's even crazier. But a couple things here.
To be a Buffalo fan of that game.
Number one,
must have been a rush.
Josh Allen, he ended up having to be Superman again. He did some crazy things. Their team did some crazy things. But Baltimore had to shoot themselves in the foot. Their best running back, Derrick Henry is a beast in a train. I've talked about him before. He fumbled the ball in the 4th quarter. That's how they got the ball back on that one. So, and he says it's all on me. He's all professional. Hey, this loss is on me. So number one, you have to do this. Clearly, only 3 teams out of over 2,400 have done it before in this circumstance, right? So you had to have the other team help you some by turning the ball over, which they did. And then, excuse me, then one other thing they did, Baltimore had a 4th and I don't know what it was, 1 or 2 or 3. Anyway, time was running out and they had to make the decision. And by the way, John Harbaugh, much as I love him, he's got a bad record of losing games in the 4th quarter.
He's the coach of the Ravens.
Yeah, and I think he's great. He's Jim Harbaugh's brother, but he has a bad record for just losing close games in the 4th quarter. And some of us got to be coaching.
Weird.
This was a coaching decision. Instead of going for it on 4th down and trying to get first down, if they got in the going for it 4th down, just at the end of the game, got in a first down, they could have run out the clock and won the game.
Okay.
But they did the unthinkable. Risk reward. Think about it. They punted and let Josh Allen had the ball one more time. What did he do? Drive them all the way down the field, score, and get into overtime.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Not
in overtime. I'm sorry, not overtime, but get them to a point where all they had to do was have a 40-yard field goal, and they kicked it with 0 seconds as soon as they kicked it, and they won by 1.
Holy cow.
So as time expired,
Wow.
they kicked a field goal. They should have never given him the ball back. They should at least tried to get that first down. So a couple things like that Baltimore had to do that set up the opportunity, but still crazy. Yeah. Buffalo Bills, the team, Josh Allen, they still had to do it, and they did do it. But that's how rare it was. So yes, I was pretty proud when I called that the big game of the week. So the big
Dallin,
game.
I was proud of you. Dallin in our group chat said it was one of the top 5 games he's ever watched in his life.
Yeah.
Which was, he's not even a fan of one of those teams. So it just shows how exciting.
No, he loves San Francisco. Yep.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Crazy.
So that was fun. And my last statement to that is to all sports people. If you're out there and you raise children, is to remind you play, that's why you play till the final whistle blows. You never give up. You never give up until 0 is on the clock and the final whistle blows. And then when you can't do any more, you can't do any more. But that's a great example of never giving up. And they are now only the 4th team out of over 2,400 who've been in that position. So pretty cool, huh?
Crazy. Yeah. Well, hey, get this.
Oh, by the way, they scored 22 points in the 4th quarter. The Bills.
Okay. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Just a crazy rush. So get
Baltimore's
this.
Good. Yeah.
I got on fantasy football again this year with my
You
coworkers.
did? Yeah. Good.
Yeah, so you're going to die. My quarterback I chose was Josh Allen.
No way.
And my running back, Derrick Henry. And so I clobbered the other team this week.
Because Derrick Henry still ran well. He just had one fumble. Wow, how'd you get
So
both of those guys?
I don't know. I mean, I was trying to get Saquon again, but somebody else
Yeah,
took
no,
him.
I would
But
take Derek after. Well, good
yeah.
job, because
So,
that's
anyways, there.
crazy.
So it
So
was a.
are you leading after this week then? Gotta
I'm
be.
not necessarily. I don't know.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
just one of the teams. I'm one of the half of the league
Oh, I
that
got
won.
you.
But
Well, good job.
thank you.
Impressive.
And I did the draft mostly all by myself this year. But yeah, Keaton did it for me the past 2 years.
Yeah.
So, anyways, and I did text Casey a little bit, but he didn't respond back fast enough. So, yeah, I'm proud of myself. I did my own fantasy draft this year. So,
Nice work.
so there you go. Okay.
Well, you got about the best quarterback in the league, so that's great.
I know. I was trusting you. You're the one that's taught me about Josh Allen.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I have one more NFL thing. You can throw some other stuff in after that. But I meant to bring this up last week. It was more of a story last week, but I'll still bring it up today. So the headline reads, the Dallas Cowboys have traded Micah Parsons to the Green Bay Packers. And it was a very big deal. So big of a deal that there's this viral video of a little boy weeping in his mom's car
Yeah.
after school.
Yeah.
So you saw that. And then
No, but I can believe it.
okay.
Doesn't surprise me a bit. That poor little boy is a faithful Dallas Cowboy fan.
Yeah. It seems like Cowboys fans are dedicated fans. I'll give them that. But what was interesting is that it was so viral that Micah Parsons FaceTimed him personally and
That's
basically
sweet.
gave him a little message like, hey, I appreciate you care so much about the team. I hope you'll also cheer me on, even though I'm going to Green Bay. It was just a cute little conversation.
Yeah.
But
That's
I didn't know
great.
who Micah Parsons was before that viral video. So do you know who he is? Is he like one of the best players, or what's the deal there?
Exactly. So he's either number 1 or number 2 top, what they call edge rushers. So he's on the defensive line, he's on the end, and as they say, he's one of the few that by himself. TJ Watt and JJ Watt. TJ Watt is his younger brother. When he's healthy, he's at Pittsburgh. They're game wreckers, but he's a game wrecker, meaning he can get to the quarterback. He is so fast and so strong. And by far, offense, defense, special teams, he was the best player on the Dallas Cowboys. Hands down, no one close. And he was such a defensive game wrecker. And we can't get off on that tangent of how Jerry Jones runs the Dallas Cowboys, but it's baffling. And he should have signed him a year ago on an extension, but he just finally messed around so long. He kind of ticked him off, got towards the end of the season, and he went to Green Bay. And which, I have a note on here, bonus team under NFL, bonus team to watch.
Green Bay. Okay. Wait, is that why you wrote that down? Is because of
I had
Micah
written
Parsons?
that before, because and they looked great the first week. They look so good. They don't have a weakness that I can tell. Their quarterback's a little bit of a gunslinger, but which means he's kind of the old Brett Favre, means he can get some interceptions, but he can do some great things too. They look great. And adding Micah Parsons to their defense, oh my gosh. I mean, that's the gift that's going to keep on giving if he stays healthy.
Are you saying they're the bonus team to watch, as in just keep your eye on them this whole season, or were you just saying that weekend?
No, for the whole season, like Super Bowl maybe. I mean, yeah, they could upset some people. Yeah,
that might mess up our parlay that we've got set. So,
that trade could have done it. But anyway,
well, wait, that's crazy though, because Dallas also traded Luka Doncic, which was a huge deal.
So now you're getting to the poor. That's the other thing they've talked about. When all this happened, they say it's been a rough year to be a Dallas professional sports team fan. Yeah,
that's crazy. I would be so mad. I would be so mad.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the people in Green Bay just couldn't be happier, but boy, Dallas fans are sick. Now, Dallas, give to their credit, I'm shocked. They lost, but they played a really, really strong first game against the Eagles.
Even without
they could have won that game, but they dropped a couple passes. So anyway, pretty fun, pretty exciting.
All right.
But Micah is incredible. Yeah, he's incredible.
I guess I need to keep my eye out for him. Okay, well, are you ready to move to our final segment?
I guess the only thing I had as a quick note on the tidbits is we're in September. Just because my Braves stink this year and they've been injured, baseball's heating up, right? They're getting in position for
Getting ready for the World
playoffs.
Series.
So I just want to get that little flag. Not the World Series. Don't go straight there, buddy. We gotta
Wait.
have a lot. World Series is at the
World
very
Series.
end.
That's the only the final series.
Final series. We got.
So
a
what
lot
do you call the whole? Just playoffs?
you have divisional playoffs. You have you have all the different. Like you're in your own conference, basically conference, but divisions, league, National League, American League, divisions, and you got to play all the way up. And then the National League winner and the American League winner will play for the World Series.
So in football, you call that the play. Yeah, nice
playoffs. So it's the playoffs. Yeah.
So is that what you call? If I were to talk baseball with someone, would I say, "Hey, the playoffs are coming up, huh?" Is that what I would say?
Yes, that's fine. Yeah. It's good. Playoffs. Yeah. Playoffs is good. Yep. Playoffs. And it's that's why I'm putting it out there. We'll talk more about it. But it's heating up. There's only a couple races in the division right now that are very tight at all. The shockers, you'll hear the big names. It's been the disappointment in the Yankees and the Mets, both New York teams, biggest markets, biggest payrolls, and they're there. They're going to probably make the playoffs, but it's going to be tight. It's going to be close. They're not going to be, there'll be wild card maybe. I don't know. But that's probably one of the biggest stories this year. And the Dodgers. Dodgers have the biggest payroll in the wall. And they got Shohei Ohtani and all that. And they're not playing that well. They'll probably catch fire. They might even go and win another World Series back to back. But anyway, just want to wet the whistle for baseball. It's picking it up. The pace is coming. Team. Other than that, I think only on the tidbits, I think that's it. That was really, I'm ready for the big game.
Okay.
And I have a pro and a
game. Oh shoot.
No. I'm sneaking in on you, so you can redo it. I have
the big game. Okay, go ahead.
The big game. Yeah. I love that. But we got one for the NFL. I've got one just clean with a little teeny one, just to kind of keep an eye on because of what we just talked about. I'll tell you. And then I thought I'd throw mainly one or two quick college games. All right, you ready? So the big game of the week for the NFL. See how I do this time. Is the Eagles at the Kansas City Chiefs, the rematch of last year's Super Bowl.
Right.
And the Chiefs lost to the Chargers in Brazil. They're going to be foul. They're going to be foul mood. So the Eagles are going to come in. I expect that to be and hope that I'll call a second week in a row of an incredible big game. That's the biggest game by far of the week in the NFL.
Okay. And how have the teams changed since the Super Bowl, or have they not?
They all changed a little bit. I think Kansas City's had some bad injuries again. They're still struggling a little bit. Hopefully their receiver Worthy will be back. He got knocked out this last game. They say the shoulder's day to day now instead of a week or 2 weeks or a month. So they're lacking a little bit there, but they all change every little bit. But Kansas City, I would say, if I'm having a pick, Eagles look like a much stronger, healthier team right now than the Chiefs. But I still think that's going to be the most attractive game, the most fun NFL game, probably one of the most bet on games. So that's it. So that's all to get a lot of attention.
That's a great one. Yeah, Super Bowl rematch. Gosh, I had something to say about it. Oh, I was just gonna say. Yeah, and Travis Kelce, he's busy planning a wedding now, so he's gonna be his head's gonna be off in La La Land. So I'm giving it to the Eagles as well.
I thought you might have something on Travis because your mother was reading something to me back when we left your nephew's Little League baseball game tonight. So have you heard? I guess I didn't see the play, but this is the stuff the world. This is when I know.
I've only heard about the engagement to Taylor Swift.
No, just during the last game. During this past game,
haven't heard anything.
Charger game. I guess he's one of the players, a defensive end. So, Travis Kelce doesn't just run out for passes. He stays in and blocks sometimes, right? What means blocks means he's going to be blocking defensive linemen. And there's some big guys. Well, apparently, I don't know if they even threw the flag on it. You're not allowed to smack somebody upside the head, right? They do it a decent amount, but they get penalized for it. Personal foul. Well, apparently one of the defensive ends smacked Kelsey upside the head in one of those plays, right? Really, really got him good. Well, apparently he continued getting after him. There's no telling what he was saying on the field, but apparently he started trolling him. That's why I was going to let you look it up. Trolling him, making fun, something about him and his new fiance. So I figured Travis is going to get a lot of that, even more than ever now. But I thought that was something you saw, because if it hit mom's feed on something, you know what I mean? She's not tied into sports feeds, so it's coming in from
yeah.
Where? Mom said, I didn't know what she looked at. I'm pretty certain you don't have a lot of sports feeds. She said, you don't know. I'm a good guesser, though.
That's interesting, though. Okay. Well, that makes sense. It's almost like the way that Travis, he's drawing so much attention to the NFL through Taylor Swift, all these new fans. Because of him, it makes him a big target. In a similar way, it sounds like to Caitlin Clark, right? How she draws so many new fans to the WNBA, but all the other players get on her case for it, which is like, hey, I get that these guys are big targets, but also you got to be grateful for them for bringing money to your league, right?
Poor Caitlin Clark went down to injury. Didn't get to finish the season, by the way.
Oh, she's out for the
season? She's done.
Oh
done for the season. Out for a few weeks now. Okay. All right. So mom obviously is in her listening, so I got to be careful what else I say. No. So only other so that's the big game, right? The little big game
Couple
that I told you would be interesting is the Washington Commanders versus Green Bay Packers. That's going to be a really good game. College, and this is because we talked about this and you picked this as your national champion. Number 6 Georgia plays at number 15 Tennessee.
Oh, yeah. That does sound like a juicy.
That's a good SEC game. That's a juicy one. And there's not that many again this week. That's a pretty good one. And then Southern Florida plays Miami, because they're going to get their chance to knock off another Florida team. I'm going to guess Miami's going to kill them. That's my projection. Even though they're now ranked, Miami's going to kill them. But anyway, so I want to bring up your Georgia team, and that's really all I got, Coop.
Okay. Well, that's a great finish, and that gives me actually we are kind of running long, but I had one more. I got one more little thing I want to throw in as a bonus today. Okay, right. So basically I want to say I've got an idea for a new scam. Okay, we're going to make us some money, Dad.
Don't pull me in on this. No scam. So, you start saying a scam, I can't afford to get with that.
Here's all we got to do. Okay. And if somebody beats us to it, it's fine. I just want to be the originator of the idea. Okay, so
all right,
we got to plot out where the most home runs are hit in a baseball stadium, and we need to set up camp there, and then we need to hire some people we don't know to also be there, and whoever catches the ball, the home run, the other people, either us or them, we're going to go storm up to them, scream in their face, get in their face, make a big show of it. Oh, and we got to make sure we have a little kid with us, by the way. That's a big part of the plan. I forgot to mention. And so
I know what you're referencing, but yes. Okay.
Because then it's going to be in the press. The team's going to make a fuss, give whoever the other, the victim is a big goodie bag
party. Right.
Yeah. Big goodie bag, a personal meetup with the athlete that hit the home run. So that's my idea.
You're talking about selling packages. You're talking about selling packages like this.
Yeah, right? We get the goodie bags, pawn them off on eBay or whatever.
No, I'm talking about selling a package of this experience. This is going to be an experience package you're going to sell.
That would be fun too.
To come to it and participate. Yeah.
Well,
we're fraught with problems with that, because you never know where a home run or if a home run's ever going to get hit.
We got to do area. We got to do a little research to figure out where it might go. We'll probably have to go to a few games in a season to get one.
I think the only thing I ask of you now is to go back and edit and quit saying we, because I'm not going to participate. So you say I on this one.
Okay. I'll find some cohorts.
Right. I know you. Yeah, I know some of your friends. Yeah, they
I've got some friends in low places.
Shady ones that'll work just fine for this.
So. Well, if you didn't see, it sounds like you've seen the baseball clip of the lady getting in the guy's face.
Yeah.
He just gave her the ball and said, please go. But there was another incident in the U.S. Open.
And by the way, she
where-
defended her. She's come out today and defended herself on the matter.
Really?
So they're not letting it die yet. But
He's
okay, go
doubling
ahead.
down.
Yep.
At the U.S. Open, I believe it was Polish, but a CEO from Europe was at the U.S. Open. And I can't remember which athlete it was, but one of the guys in singles, he was signing balls and hats and all sorts of stuff for people in the stands. And the way it looks in the video is he took off his hat, signed it, and while he did that, this CEO, very wealthy guy, snatched the hat from in front of the little
No
boy. The little
way.
boy looked
No.
up, "Whoa, what the heck?" Super
Yeah.
mad, and he like kind of went off and kind of snuck it into his wife's purse. Anyways, so that's why I said that's my new scam alert.
Gotcha.
Is because this has been in the news a few times the past week.
Did they nail him? I mean, did they,
Oh, yeah.
I bet he got
So
no mercy there. Good.
he got found out, no mercy. And but again, that tennis player, he met up with the boy, gave him a great goodie
Yeah.
bag, which is all very cute. But I'm just saying, I think if you play your cards right, you can maybe do that on purpose. Is what I'm saying.
All right.
So,
Anyways, that's a you plan there. I'll let you run with that idea.
Yeah, that's my well. There's my bonus for the night.
Oh, that's good.
But thanks for educating me on all the football goodies tonight.
It was good. Thank you.
And okay, well, with that, we'll wrap this up. Thank you. If you listened this far, remember to share our stuff. If you don't mind, throw it on your Instagram story or something. Help us get the word out, get a few more listeners. And if you're new here, thanks for being here. And keep on tuning in. We'll keep trying to bring you the best, most talked about stories every week. All right, Dad. Have a good night.
Yep,
Love you.
See you, Coop. Love you.
SportSense.